Did you know it takes 1.4 cents to create 1 penny? US pennies are worth less as money than they are worth as scrap metal. US pennies are pretty useless as currency and should stop being produced by the government. Pennies cost America quite a lot of money and are worth too little to be useful nowadays. The logical thing for the government to do is to remove them from currency entirely. Professor of economics Robert Wapples estimates that the US loses about $900 million every year in penny production and handling. Pennies are also just not useful. They're not accepted by vending machines, or toll booths, or parking meters, or even laundromats. So they do cost the US a lot of money. Again, it takes 1.4 pennies to make 1 penny, which doesn't make much sense. And based on the average wage of about $17 an hour in America, pennies are worth about 2 seconds of your time, which means if you'd like to make exact change whenever you're buying something, it's literally not worth your time. Pennies used to be entirely made out of copper, but they've since been produced with less and less or cheaper materials. Now they're only 5% copper and 95% zinc. Inflation has also caused a penny to lose a lot of value, and since a penny has lost so much value, that's why vendors today often don't accept pennies at all. So the simple solution to this would be to remove pennies from circulation. This saves the government about $130 million just in penny production alone, and the process could just be a very simple one. You may be thinking it might be really hard to remove pennies entirely from production since they're so ingrained in our economics and our society today, but this isn't the case. We've actually already removed a coin from our currency. We removed the half cent by the Coinage Act of 1857. And interestingly, at that time, the half cent was worth more than today's dime. Also interestingly is that Canada has removed their penny from circulation recently in 2012, and it was a pretty straightforward process for them. They simply stopped producing pennies, and whatever the price was at the supermarket or store, they rounded up to every 5th cent. They rounded up to the nickel. And the businesses that did receive pennies just sent those pennies to the government to be melted down and reused. So it works for Canada, and on a local level, citizens can write to their legislators about their concern with the wastefulness of pennies to prompt change. So really, pennies cost the US quite a lot of money, again, $900 million per year, and they don't even work well as currency at all. This is because the value of penny has decreased tremendously, too much due to inflation and the fact that they're made with cheaper metals, and the penny just has too little value to be used as currency anymore. So in conclusion, the government should simply discontinue them as a whole. Thank you.